If you're considering moving to the Seattle area, especially here on the east side, which is everything east of Lake Washington, you might be wondering, what is the real deal with the cost of living here in Washington in 2024? So let's talk about the actual cost of living in the Seattle area for this current year. Hi, my name is Darius Cincys and I'm your Greater Seattle Realtor friend. And if you're thinking about moving to the east side of Seattle, you're in for a treat. It's such a great place to live. It's no wonder why so many people are drawn to this part of the Pacific Northwest. We have cities like Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond, and Issaquah, which are probably some of the most popular places to live here in King County. And this region has something for everyone, from incredible job opportunities in tech to an incredible lifestyle for those that love the outdoors and everything in between. But before you make the move, it's important to know exactly what living in the Seattle area costs. And spoiler alert, it's not cheap. So let's explore the specifics of the Seattle area's cost of living in this year in 2024. And if you're moving here, chances are good that it's for a job in tech. So we will focus on the east side communities where tech professionals and other big company employees tend to want to live. Let me start off by talking about the housing costs, which is often the biggest expense for a household. The housing costs in Seattle east side area, including cities like Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond, Issaquah, and Sammamish, reflect a very competitive real estate market driven by factors like high demand and extremely limited inventory. As of February of this year, 2024, the median home price in all of Washington is around $610,000. In King County specifically, which is the most expensive county in Washington and where Seattle and Bellevue and all other cities we're mainly talking about, the median home price for a single family home is around $950,000. And at the current rate of sales, it would take less than 2 months to sell every home that's active in our region, which means that we're in a strong seller's market. And for context, a balanced market is considered to be anywhere 4 to 6 months of inventory. So because of such limited supply of homes, the prices remain high and are still climbing, despite the high interest rates and the overall cost of living. We have many people moving here from California and some other very expensive states. And if that's you, prices here in Washington might seem reasonable. On the other hand, if you're moving from other parts of the country where housing is much more affordable, you might get sticker shock when you see prices here in Washington. The most recent statistic from Redfin is that those looking to buy an average home in Seattle area will need an annual income of at least $215,000, which is 8th highest income needed for a median home, and the other 7 more expensive metro areas are all from California. Moving ahead, the cost of food in Seattle area is also a significant concern for many residents. Seems like cost of living has been on the rise everywhere, and that is true here in Washington. In fact, the minimum amount required for a family of 4 to get by in Seattle has reached over $119,000, making it one of the priciest places in the nation. And again, that's just the number to get by. Researchers have highlighted that the cost of basic life necessities in Seattle surged by $16,000 per family in just one calendar year, primarily driven by increased food and costs, housing, and childcare expenses. Next, let's cover the utility expenses in this region. That includes electricity, water, sewer, and waste collection services. The average monthly cost of utilities in the typical household here on the east side can range anywhere $150 to $250, depending on factors like usage and specific service providers. But that's just the average all across. Many areas are significantly higher. For example, I personally live here on the east side and my monthly utility bills are closer to $600 to $700 a month. And that does fluctuate throughout the year. In the winter when it's cold, our natural gas bills are higher. In the summer, when it's hot, the water bills are higher because of outdoor sprinkler systems to keep our grass green. I also drive an electric car, which causes my electrical bill to be much higher, but then I save money on gas at the gas station. There's a big push towards green energy, and there's always ways to operate your house more efficiently to save money. But overall, the message here is just like housing, utilities are not cheap here in Washington. Transportation costs here in the Seattle area, particularly on the east side, can vary due to factors like housing costs, employment opportunities, and transportation infrastructure. While the cost of living in the Greater Seattle area is greater than the national average, it's balanced by higher pay levels. We have many high-paying jobs which allow people to live in this region. Transportation all around the east side is facilitated by main freeways like I-90, 520, and 405, and all of those, congestion has been a big concern due to the volume of commuters. In terms of getting around the city of Seattle and its surrounding areas like the east side, various transportation options do exist. Public transit within Seattle city limits is affordable with the flat bus fares for adults at only $2.75. The region is well connected by buses operated by the King County Metro Transit and the Sound Transit regional buses for those traveling beyond the city limits. So it's a more cost-effective option, but the buses are also subject to being stuck during rush hour traffic and other congestion. Additionally, options like the Link Light Rail and the streetcars provide convenient ways to navigate the city and its neighborhoods. For visitors or newcomers to the area, public transportation offers a reliable access to popular destinations such as Pike Place Market, the Space Needle, sports venues, and making it a convenient and a cost-effective way to explore Seattle's attractions. Also, many major employers have their own carpool and shuttle services, which help employees get to work and back home from work from many more popular suburban areas. Now, let's briefly talk about the healthcare and education, which play a significant role in overall cost of living. Healthcare expenses can vary based on factors like insurance coverage, medical services needed, and provider networks. As of February of 2024, the average cost of health insurance premiums for an individual in the Seattle area is around $500 to $700 per month, depending on the plan and coverage level. Additionally, out-of-pocket expenses for medical services can add up, with routine doctor visits costing approximately $100 to $200 without insurance. And when it comes to education, both public and private schooling options are available here in Seattle. Public school education is generally funded through the property taxes and state funding, with some schools offering specialized programs and advanced placement courses. The great news is that many public school districts and schools here in Washington are highly rated. So there are many options for those families to land in a neighborhood where public schools are great, so no additional expenses are incurred. Private school tuition in the region can range anywhere from $10,000 to over $30,000 per year, depending on school's reputation and facilities. Pre-K options also vary in cost, with some programs offering free subsidized options while others may charge a tuition fee. Again, just a personal example, I have 2 young kids, a 2 and a 4-year-old, and our cost for them to go to preschool is almost $2,000 per month per kid. And based on what we looked at, that's probably the median price that one can expect for childcare. So hopefully this gives you a high-level perspective of the cost of living here in King County. If you would like to learn more about real estate landscape of Seattle and its surrounding areas, then make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all social media channels so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, hit the like button if you found this video informative. You can click on the boxes on the screen to view my other videos. Once again, I'm Darius Cincys, your Greater Seattle Realtor friend. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you at the next video.